Okay, thank you so much. Wow, look at the crowd. This was like organized 2 days ago. Mas was like, please, we try and get a crowd, please tweet and all that. And then look at this. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I seem to have very, very limited time, but we're going to do something which I learned from Occupy Dataran. If you like me, you go like how? Like that. You go like that. Okay, so then I can automatically, I'll just continue and just disregard that. Okay? No, I think I'm going to present a very important aspect. You all must listen. Okay. Bersih 3, like Bersih 2, brought up a lot of legal and constitutional issues. Bersih 2, as we know, there are issues about freedom of expression, the wearing of yellow t-shirt, and of course, the larger issue of freedom of assembly. For Bersih 3.0, it appeared that there's not much in terms of clamping down on the expression part. We didn't see a lot of people getting arrested because they were wearing yellow, But the larger issue is still Article 10, Sub 1, I remember this, B of the Federal Constitution, which is your freedom to assemble peacefully. Okay? I think I got one already at the back. She went like that. Okay. Before we start, Article 10, Sub 1, Sub B says this: all citizens have the right to assemble peacefully assemble without arms. Okay, this is the general rule. This is the right given, guaranteed by the Federal Constitution. But if you listen to people like MP Kota Belud or Tan King Liang, they will tell you that no right is absolute, which is correct, which is absolutely correct. But look at the Federal Constitution. How can your freedom to assemble be restricted by the government? 2 ways. Parliament can enact laws to restrict your freedom of assembly if, number 1, it concerns national security, and number 2, it concerns public order. It doesn't say that your freedom to assemble can be restricted because of traffic jams. It doesn't say that the loss of business is a factor for your freedom to assemble to be restricted. You have to remember this, okay? Because people will tell you that you cannot assemble, you should assemble at the stadium, you should assemble here because of these things. Remember this. Okay, next is, even though you put these restrictions, the federal court have said that these restrictions must, number 1, be reasonable restrictions, and number 2, must be proportionate. What is proportionate? Proportionate is basically this: you want to crack open a nut, you don't use a sledgehammer. That is proportionality. Okay, so you have to remember, although they can restrict you for these 2 things, okay, these 2 reasons, there is also an added requirement that 1, it must be reasonable, number 2, it must be proportionate. Okay, that is the law as it stands. So, Bersih 3.0, I'm just going to start off by going to before the actual event happened. Basically, the Occupy Dataran / Mansur PTPTN encampment. What they did was, to me, a clear breach of a Dataran bylaw. And they know that. That's why they're doing it. And by doing it, they have actually brought the focus on this Dataran bylaw and the absurdity of this bylaw. Okay? Now, I'm just going to read to you what this bylaw says. Shall, unless approved by the commissioner is the mayor, in writing, in Dataran Merdeka, eat any food, drink, smoke any cigarette, cigar or tobacco, cut, remove, damage, pluck any leaf, branch, flower, seed, any plant, excavate or remove any earth, climb any tree or structure, walk over, step up, stand or any planting bed or shrubbery, Nights of leave. Okay.
Shabri.
Lie down or sleep in any part of Dataran Merdeka. Drop, throw, deposit, place or leave anything whatsoever. Spit, urinate or you know lah. Basically, you cannot do anything in Dataran Merdeka if you don't have written approval from the mayor. But every night I see the Rampage do it. You see? So this is the absurdity of this law. And the irony of it all. We are talking about Independence Square. And therein itself, there is a law which says that, which subjects your rights, because it says you cannot even assemble in Dataran Merdeka without the permission of the mayor, which subjects your rights, your freedom, your kemerdekaan to the mayor. Suddenly, the federal constitution is subservient to a Dataran bylaw. That's what. Okay? Now, I know I'm actually a bit slow, but you guys like me, right? Sure. Okay. Then late Thursday evening, I remember this clearly. Okay, there was this announcement that the mayor has basically declared Dataran to be a prohibited place for 48 hours, and everyone was like going, "Can he do that?" Yes, he can. Okay, under the Local Government Act, he can actually, Section 65, he can actually temporarily close off any public space. So that's what he did. Okay, what he did was, he closed off. Then, there's further drama. We also heard that the police have obtained an order under Section 98 of the CPC. Okay, Section 98 of the CPC. And I don't have the actual order, but some news portals do have it, and I'm going to read to you what the order states, basically. This court has found that Bersih 3.0 will carry on its rally even without the approval from the KLCT, DBKL, or informing to the Dangwangi District Police Chief. Okay? That's true lah, Bersih has admitted to that. The court finds that an immediate form of action is necessary to avoid an act which will threaten the public place or endanger lives or cause riots or fights if this rally proceeds. Okay? So basically what the magistrate is saying is this. The mayor says, cannot. But you guys still want to go. So he then made the jump that because you guys still want to go, there will be riots, there will be fights, and there will be endangerment to lives. Can you see the jump? Can you see the jump? This order, in my opinion, should never have been given, because Section 98 is quite clear. You must show to the court that there is a danger that all these things will occur. Where is the proof? Where is the proof that if Bersih proceeds, all these things will likely to occur? So what we have now is basically according to what the court order says. What we have now is that this whole standoff, this whole barricading of Dataran Merdeka, this whole obtaining of court order is essentially to enforce a Dataran bylaw, and also because the mayor says Bersih is not a national event. That's basically it. Because if you remember, even the Home Minister has said that Bersih is not a threat to public security. So on what basis? If it's not a threat to public security, if it certainly is not a national security threat, it's not a public order threat, then on what basis? Because the mayor felt that all of you are not national event, it's not a national event, and you should not be allowed. And that's the whole thing. That's why you have barricades. That's why you're barred from going to Dataran Merdeka, because of this bylaw, and because your Article 10 rights are now subjected to the whims and fancies of the KL mayor.